Hello, I'm Mike Parker. I'm the Chaplain General of the British Army, and today I'd like you to meet Alec, who's a chaplain based here in the north of England. Alec, introduce yourself.
I'm Padre Alec Batty. I'm Senior Chaplain at HQ North, and I've been up here in Catterick for about 18 months now.
Fantastic. So one of the things I'm doing is trying to generate some publicity for the Army Benevolent Fund. How do you understand the work of charities and its relationship with chaplaincy?
Chaplains and charities interact a lot professionally, not least because one of our roles is in signposting. When soldiers come to us with a difficulty, we can offer immediate help and support, but very often it requires specialists later to step in and bring their own set of skills to help provide a more long-term remedy.
Clearly we are involved in the spiritual health of the British Army, but in order to deliver that spiritual health, we also have to look after our own physical health. How do you manage to fit that in around your work?
Well, I'm very lucky because over the road from my office, there's a gym with all manner of terrifying equipment which I can use. I also have a PTI who beasts me on a regular basis. So that means I can stay relatively fit and at least feel that I'm not letting myself down when I go out with the guys.
And what about your spiritual fitness? How do you look after that during your time in the Army?
Prayer is at the heart of spiritual fitness, and that's something I try to attend to even more regularly than I attend to my physical health. Morning and evening, and gathering often with my Padre colleagues to pray.
Can you think of a time when you've needed that prayer more in your service within the Army?
Certainly on tour, I found my prayer life moved to a completely new level. You were exposed to soldiers going through heavy things. When they offload a lot onto you, you need somewhere to put all of that pain and heartbreak and anguish. And offering it up to God means that it's not there on your shoulders, and you're then set free to help others.
And that's one of the wonderful things that chaplaincy offers to us in terms of ministry, is that being set free, being able to look after people, whatever the needs are, as they live their lives. Some of you may know that across the UK we have representatives working on behalf of the Army Benevolent Fund, and I'm delighted to be joined by one of them here today in Catterick.
Thanks, and I'm Barney Barnbrook. I'm the Regional Director for the North Eastern Yorkshire, so I cover all the fundraising, liaison, briefings and things like that, and try and raise as much money as I can do for the Army's national charity. And for me, it's the perfect job, having spent so long in the Army myself, and now as a reservist as well as doing my day job working for the Army Benevolent Fund.
Barney, you've been a great help to us in terms of the regular chaplains stationed here in Catterick, but also in helping me prepare for this little exercise in getting ready for the London Marathon.
And it was so great to be able to bump into you today and then find out about what you were doing tonight to promote your participation in the London Marathon. And I think it's absolutely fantastic. And the fact that you've coalesced all of the Padres in the garrison to come along and support you and do a little bit of running as well. And hopefully you'll raise a lot of money for the charity, and people get to know more about how the charity supports its British Army.
As you know, when in the Army, being voluntold to do something is always a great thing, and many of our chaplains are always happy to be voluntold to come and have a run with the Chaplain General. So thinking about the work here, particularly in the north, in the northeast, what sort of projects have the ABF been able to support?
Well, we do a lot of national level projects, so or support a lot of national level charities such as Combat Stress, who provide specialist care for mental ill health. But we also support a lot of smaller charities. Like there's one in the garrison called Reset, which looks at alcohol addiction, drug addiction within the forces community, and to be able to help them on a local level is really important to us, particularly in the garrison, because they are on our doorstep, and it's so good to be able to see the benefit of what we do on behalf of the Army and see that in action within the garrison.
And Barney, we're incredibly grateful for all the work you do, and indeed the work that all ABF volunteers do. And perhaps there's something you can do in helping us to generate more support for the Army Benevolent Fund. You'll see a link that follows this video. Click on that link and you can support both me in running the London Marathon, but much more importantly, support our service community and the great work that the Army Benevolent Fund is able to do to help them.